Every morning in the wild, a gazelle awakens. One thing is for sure for the gazelle that day, as every other. She must run faster than the fastest lion. If she cannot, she will be killed and eaten. Every morning, a lion awakens. For the lion too, one thing is certain. This day and every day, he must run faster than the slowest gazelle. Whether fate names you a gazelle or a lion is of no consequence. It is enough to know that with the rising of the sun, you must run, and you must run faster than the day before for the rest of your days, or you will die. We all have to run the race of life.
This race of life will shine some light on the dark side of the coral reef. Even the most colorful corners down here could be hiding something deadly. This is a world packed with predators. The lightning speed and pin-cushion teeth of the barracuda. The giant size and surprise attacks of the moray eel, but also a surprising grace and beauty. The knitting needle spines of the lionfish, capable of injecting deadly venom. And one of the most toxic animals on the planet, who also happens to be the most grumpy. And a surprise angle on one of the most famous killers of the ocean. Not just any shark, but the reef shark. You will never see the underwater world the same again once you realize the battles that are happening down below. It's a place of constant struggles to survive. Of all the vast expanse of the seas and oceans on our planet, much of the life is concentrated near the coast and in the shallow waters. Most of these underwater predators do not want to attack humans, but we have chosen to enter their world. A surfboard can look like a sea lion to a hungry shark. A glinting piece of jewelry can look like a fish to a moray eel. And the splashing motion of a swimmer can sound like an injured animal to a passing barracuda. This episode looks beyond the beautiful corals and tropical fish to investigate the complex world of predator and prey. We will dive deep to uncover the secrets hidden in the coral canyons. We'll get up close to the lion of the sea, swim side by side with a classic killer, and slither along the seabed with 4 meters of muscle in the underwater predator's race of life. Tropical seas, warm, clear, and calm. But something sinister lies beneath this glassy surface. The colorful fish of the coral reefs are one of nature's wonders. These predators hunt in schools. They gang up to herd smaller fish together for a feast. Their eyesight is sharp and precise. They run an isolated and aggressive race of life. Adults only come together for 2 occasions: to spawn and to hunt. These streamlined tigers of the ocean live in tropical and subtropical waters worldwide. The Barracuda. The name strikes fear into people living in the tropics. There are around 28 species. Barracuda prefer to live near the sea surface. They spend much of their time hidden, waiting for their prey. This large adult is waiting to ambush a smaller fish. He relies on camouflage and short, intense bursts of speed. Once his prey is caught in these fang-like teeth, there is no escape. This smaller barracuda is staying hidden for different reasons. He's hoping predator does not become prey, because stalking these waters is a giant barracuda. This big old fish will not hesitate to take another barracuda if he gets the chance. This one fingerling has an itch she needs to scratch. She's looking for a special place in the underwater world. A cleaning station. Despite the barracuda's hearty appetite, the little fish swimming close to her jaws are in no danger. The barracuda will not eat them because they are helping her. They are cleaner wrasse, and their job is to eat all the parasites and dead skin from the barracuda. Their teeth are sharp and irregular for maximum biting efficiency. From the moment they grow up into fingerlings, these supreme predators are ready to hunt and kill. This fingerling has no idea our infant killers are out there. Even baby barracudas can strike at incredible speeds, up to 40 kilometers an hour. This adult looks like he's bitten off more than he can chew. Barracudas have been known to attack by biting their prey in half. The barracuda may try to take a bite if they believe humans are carcasses, so the secret here is to keep moving. One of the giants of the sea looks more like a snake than a fish. He comes in a beautiful range of patterns and colors. Despite his fierce-looking face, he runs a shy and secretive race of life. He spends most of his time in the safety of holes and crevices, but he's a carnivore and a very efficient hunter. His teeth are like rows of needles, designed over generations to bite into slippery fish. But at his best, he can be a stunning pin-up of the underwater world. The moray eel. This giant moray is at a day spa. Just like the barracuda, he likes to come and have a good clean and exfoliation at the cleaning station. He may be shy, but he's usually quite gentle and often very curious. The glorious colors and patterns on many morays are a wonderful wardrobe of camouflage. Even the brightest colors can be hard to spot among the rainbows and irregular surfaces of a coral reef. The little wrasse is cleaning a second set of teeth deep in the eel's throat. These teeth can shoot forward to pull prey down the animal's gullet. It looks risky, but the wrasse will not be attacked. This adult has come out into the open to explore the reef and rocks for food. Her eyesight is quite poor, so she relies on a keen sense of smell to find a meal. Her graceful swimming style is like an underwater ballet. Most morays prey on fish and other eels, but some species prefer a more dainty diet of prawns and shellfish. Eels are among the ultimate winners in the race of life. They evolved over 500 million years ago. They are the earliest known ancestor of animals with backbones, and that includes us. This moray is making a meal of somebody else's leftovers. Their backward-facing teeth are perfectly designed for tearing off chunks of flesh. This one is in for a feast, if she can drag her magnificent haul back to safety. Just like the barracuda, the moray's taste for carcasses explains the occasional eel attacks on humans. This undulated moray is on the hunt. It all happens at lightning speed. When the attack is slowed down, it's easier to understand how the sharp teeth can get a grip on their slippery prey. These remarkable animals are not only perfect underwater predators, they are gentle and graceful winners in the oceanic race of life. Coral reefs are like the Amazon rainforest of the sea, which could explain why they are home to one of the most aggressively invasive animals on the planet. This animal is a fish, and it is dramatically different from other fish. Its colors are striking and its fins are graceful, but they also hide massive spines containing deadly venom. This beautiful fish wins its race of life because almost nothing will dare to eat it. It has spread to reefs all over the world with alarming speed. These stripy invaders managed to colonize the Atlantic Ocean along the American coast in only 10 years. Unlike their personality, their taste is described as sweet and delicate. This strange-looking fish can be as small as a strawberry or as big as a watermelon, and they are not shy. Not surprisingly, these fish have been given a range of colorful names: zebrafish, turkeyfish, butterfly cod. But the name that most people use clearly shows how this fish is king of the tropical oceans. He is a predator with almost no predators. Other animals maintain a respectful distance from him. He is the lionfish. They come in white with black, or different shades of orange, red, and rich pink. Their bright colors are a warning to other creatures that they're venomous. This coral trout is another fierce underwater predator, but this meal is too tricky. Like all lionfish, she can maneuver like a helicopter. She can precisely control an airbag inside her body called a swim bladder, and so she can hold her position at almost any angle. This collection of males and females are each looking for a mate. Lionfish only come together to breed. The rest of the time, they live alone. This fish is on the hunt. She's strayed away from the camouflage of the reef. She fans her lethal fins out for maximum protection. This large male is being more proactive. He fancies his chances of catching some of these bait fish. The rapid strike is the most effective method for grabbing a meal. Despite her bright color, this lionfish is well hidden against the orange coral. She uses her fins to walk along the reef. She's stalking the fry. The ominous shadow of the lionfish is a warning to all. But not all the smaller fish have seen her. Might as well strike while the iron's hot. Lionfish live from 5 to 15 years, unless something eats them first. But given their impressive weapons, many of them live a long and well-fed race of life. The creature lying in these canyons runs an invisible race of life. Of the many strange shapes and creatures on the coral reef, one is so strange he doesn't look like a living creature, and he has the deadliest venom in the world. As we get closer, his outline may become visible. His incredible camouflage makes him one of the most effective predators in the sea. It's a fish that can make herself look like a stone. The stonefish. Stonefish have 13 sharp spines in their dorsal fins. The poison they inject can be lethal to humans. The 5 species of stonefish all live in the tropics. They won't attack humans, but when they're buried in the sand, they're like a trap. Many unsuspecting paddlers and reef walkers have accidentally stood on a stonefish. Stonefish use shape and texture to blend in, as well as color. Sometimes all that's visible is that fierce-looking mouth. Not all stonefish are dull browns and grays. Some add a glorious splash of color to their wardrobe. Stonefish venom is stored in glands at the base of each spine. When attacked, venom is instantly discharged into the spines and injected into the attacker. There are 5 species of stonefish. They're all able to walk on their fins, and they all like to eat small fish and shrimps. This female has decided her hunting ground has run out of food. She's moving on to find richer pastures. Small fish are easy prey for stonefish, but not much of a meal. This fish is completely unaware that danger is lurking beneath. For the stonefish, his race of life requires patience. If this fish is going to win his race of life today, he will need a better memory. Got him at last. Time for the stonefish to sit back on the rocks and and digest his meal. This classic underwater predator has a more approachable side. She's known for being the silent killer of the deep. Her silhouette strikes dread into every swimmer, both human and animal. But sometimes she's not as bad as she looks. Her sinister cousins prefer to live far from the warm waters of the reef. Yes, she's a shark, but she doesn't have the reputation of colder water sharks like the bull and the great white. She's not as big, and so neither is her appetite. Unlike their cold water cousins, they often move in large groups. They are still hunters with the speed and skill of all sharks. The huge bait balls of tropical fish are the favorite dining places for these graceful predators. They sometimes work in teams to round up the fish. They have a good set of teeth and an excellent sense of smell. And when there's lots of food around, there's almost a sense of a party. These high-speed hunters run a well-equipped race of life. They are reef sharks. Reef sharks are smaller than their temperate cousins and rarely grow more than 1.6 meters. A school of mullet or whiting may have attracted this reef shark feeding frenzy. Their huge numbers help the sharks win this race of life. They can work together to herd the fish against the shore, so there's no escape. These blacktips are getting together to find a mate. The females swim in long S-bends to show they are ready to meet a male. Most reef sharks are not aggressively territorial, but they do have a regular home range and they will stay close to it for many years. These reef fish are in danger. A reef shark is trying to corner them against the coral. Tropical fish win their race of life against the sharks by using colors and erratic movements to confuse them. But the shark is also a supreme athlete. He can twist and turn at speed to catch his slippery prey. Beneath the coral surface, a colony of crustaceans has attracted the sharks. It's also attracted other fish. This is a wonderful smorgasbord for the reef sharks. Some are so excited they're using their snouts to dig deeper into the coral. One lucky winner has found the remains of somebody else's catch. Reef fish are used to living with sharks. It's hard not to imagine this is just a playful game. This lone shark is waiting for the best time of day for hunting. Sunset, when the shadows are long and the shark disappears against the black rocks. He dives straight in, a catch in seconds. The taste of meat drives the sharks into even more of a frenzy. Now there are hundreds of black tips, all attracted from miles around by the excitement. The holes and crevices provide a refuge for the prey. Shrimps, snakes, and fish are all pushing themselves deep into the rocks. This big eye has arrived at the wrong place at the wrong time. He's racing for his life against the odds, but he's fast and nimble. But so is the reef shark. The big eye's race is over. Feeding frenzies like this are not just a race of life. For the reef sharks, this is a giant team sport. And on nights like tonight, the reef shark is the winner. Underwater predators have adopted extreme measures to hunt and to survive. The fish of the reef need to be fast to escape the barracuda and wary to survive swimming near the lairs of the moray eel. They may be ambushed by the deadly beauty of the reef, the lionfish, or sucked into the huge mouth of the stonefish. At every moment, they need to be running their race of life against an army of attackers.
Every morning in the wild, a gazelle awakens. One thing is for sure for the gazelle that day, as every other. She must run faster than the fastest lion. If she cannot, she will be killed and eaten. Every morning, a lion awakens. For the lion too, one thing is certain. This day and every day, he must run faster than the slowest gazelle. Whether fate names you a gazelle or a lion is of no consequence. It is enough to know that with the rising of the sun, you must run, and you must run faster than the day before for the rest of your days, or you will die. We all have to run the race of life.
Surviving underwater takes a whole new set of skills. Some creatures use chemical weapons with colorful advertising telling attackers to back off. Some choose to live with the enemy and have a clever technique to stay alive where others would die. Others fire off weapons like a machine gun and can cause death to humans in seconds. To protect yourself against predators in the sea, you need to be highly specialized, or extremely intelligent, or a weird and wonderful mix of both. The great oceans of the world contain canyons deeper than 10 kilometers and mountains just as high. Temperatures range from below 0 to over 30 degrees centigrade. Many areas of the ocean have not yet been explored, and creatures are still waiting to be discovered. Nobody knows for sure exactly what is out there looking for its next meal. Underwater life is lived in 3 dimensions. Attackers can come from any direction. Up and down, from behind, or in front, or from either side. Often predators can strike with no warning. They can travel at high speeds or stay well hidden for an ambush. To win the race of life underwater, you need to have the best self-defense. The most colorful creature on the planet has a complex and clever way of avoiding predators. She lives in every ocean, but is at her most spectacular in the rainbow world of the coral reef. She comes in almost every color you can imagine. The Nudibranch. She is small, soft, and slow-moving. The Nudibranch runs her race of life with a clever combination of chemicals, tentacles, and stings. This kaleidoscopic little animal is basically a sea snail without a shell. The best way to see how these animals defend is to look at what they attack. The Nudibranch is using smell and taste to hunt for food. The little horns on his head are called rhinophores, and they're picking up chemical signals to tell him there's food close by. This rainbow Nudibranch has found what he's looking for: a tube anemone. Anemones are covered in stingers, so the Nudibranch plans his attack. It's a graceful race of life between two strange, soft-bodied animals. The Nudibranch has eaten the anemone. For most of these creatures, a weird and wonderful thing happens next. The Nudibranch digests the anemone, but he will not be poisoned by the stings. Instead, the anemone stinging cells will harmlessly move through the body of the Nudibranch to the surface of his skin. The Nudibranch is now defended by the stinging cells of the anemone. Anyone who tries to eat him will be stung and poisoned. Their wonderful bright colors are a warning to predators to stay away. This cuttlefish is looking for a juicy meal. If it does attack, a second defense mechanism kicks in. This Nudibranch has detachable body parts. The wriggly fronds on her back, known as serrata, will break off and continue wriggling to distract attackers. Some animals can still eat these crafty creatures, including other members of their own species. But they have one more trick to beat everyone else around. They can make double the amount of offspring. These two Nudibranchs are mating. Which is the male and which is the female? The answer is, they both are both. These lovebirds are hermaphroditic. They have male and female sex organs. Each will fertilize the other, and they will both lay eggs. That doubles the Nudibranch's chances of winning the race of life. One of the smartest ways to win the race of life against predators is to find a way of living with the enemy. The animal who does this best swims in the Indian Ocean, the Red Sea, and the Western Pacific. She has adapted a means of survival that would kill most other fish. And by doing this, she can get on with her life and let others do the defending. The clownfish. Clownfish are famous for making their homes among the deadly tentacles of sea anemones. This is a dangerous activity. Anemones eat fish by trapping them in their tentacles and releasing hundreds of tiny toxic stings. But this clownfish is determined to make her home here. As she dances, she gently brushes the anemone. She's getting stung. Amazingly, the clownfish is not succumbing to the toxin. Her body is covered in a protective layer of mucus. By doing this dance, the clownfish is gradually getting used to the toxin released by the anemone. It is her dance of life to secure herself a safe home. Soon she can move in, full time. The bluefin trevally thinks he's found an easy meal. Will he risk being stung to satisfy his hunger? No. The clownfish has won his race of life, and the trevally has to find food elsewhere. This little fish keeps her house clean by nibbling parasites and food scraps from the surface of the anemone. She also keeps it nicely aired by fanning oxygen around with her fins. So the anemone gets a good deal from its new host. Both creatures are running their race of life side by side, helping each other. This feisty little fish will fight for it. This clownfish is also looking for somewhere to live. No hope here. Our fish aggressively defends her newfound territory. Now she needs a family. And for this, she allows a group of smaller males to join her in her home. The largest male will become her partner and fertilize her eggs. But there are a lot of big predators out there. Sharks, eels, and larger fish will try to eat our clownfish. The matriarch has not returned. But all is not lost for our fish family. Something totally odd is about to happen. The big male will turn into a female. She will then select a partner from the remaining males and continue to lay eggs to carry on the family line. The original mother fish may have lost, but she has built a family that has a clever way of carrying on without her. In this way, the clownfish family wins its race of life. The ultimate victor in the underwater race of life is a carnivore. He moves silently and slowly, but he is an efficient hunter. And some of his kind produce the deadliest toxins on the planet. They conquered the seas long before sharks, before dinosaurs, and they are winning their race of life in every ocean in the world. Jellyfish. This incredible animal has existed for over 500 million years. This box jellyfish is out to kill. He's not drifting passively on the currents, but using small jets to drive himself forward. He's moving at approximately 4 knots. His tentacles are sophisticated stealth weapons. They are almost invisible, but can be 3 meters long. He has around 60 of them, and each one is covered in 5,000 stinging cells. Like all jellyfish, this is what he uses to catch his prey. Despite the fragile appearance of the tentacles, there is no struggle and no escape. Box jellyfish have powerful venom, so the fish is killed instantly. Therefore, the delicate tentacles are saved from damage. Box jellyfish can be deadly to humans. A sting instantly causes agonizing shock. The victim may die from heart failure or drowning before he can reach safety. It is not worth trying to beat these highly toxic hunters in their race of life. It's no surprise not many animals eat jellyfish. But two giants of the sea have become jelly-eating specialists, the sunfish. This enormous fish can weigh a ton, so it needs to eat a huge amount of jellyfish. As the fish approaches, the jellyfish tentacles look threatening, but to no effect. The sunfish's skin is too thick for the stings to penetrate. He will be able to feast on this brood of jellies, no problem at all. One of the largest turtles in the world, the green turtle. When she's fully grown, she'll be a herbivore. But as a juvenile, she's happy to nibble on a jellyfish for some extra protein. This looks like a sea of danger, thousands of golden jellyfish. But these creatures couldn't be more different from the box jellyfish. They are completely harmless. They have lost their sting. How do these fragile-looking creatures win their race of life without stingers? The answer is, they don't have anything to race against. This lagoon has become cut off from the sea. Golden jellies have almost no predators, so they do not need defense. But what about catching prey? They don't need to do that either. These jellyfish can make their own food. They have a kind of algae living inside their bodies, which converts sunlight to energy for the jellies. All the golden jellies have to do to get a meal is relax in the sunshine. And that's exactly what they do. They follow the sunlight around the lake as the day unfolds. The golden jellyfish has the most laid-back race of life on Earth. One giant of the ocean appears in horror stories and terrifying dramas of the sea. But they live a life so fast and hard, most never make it to adults. They are jet-propelled monsters that will only mate once or twice before they die. They are known to attack fishing vessels and even sometimes swimmers. The squid. These bizarre-looking creatures are really giant mollusks who emerged into the world 60 million years ago. Like nearly all squid, this one has 8 arms and 2 tentacles. These long tentacles can shoot out and catch a fish, and then feed it into her mouth. And she wins her race of life with speed. She squirts out water through a tube by her head at high speed. Some squid can reach speeds of 24 kilometers per hour. No live catch today, so a dead squid will have to do. She chews the food with a sharp beak, which lies in the center of her ring of arms. The Caribbean reef squid enjoys a spot of sunbathing. Like all squid, he has a soft body and no shell. He is constantly trying to avoid being eaten. His best defense is camouflage. He can change color instantly to match his surroundings. These squid are scared. There's nowhere to hide. They create a smokescreen to confuse the predators and escape under cover. But most squid lose their race of life before they are adults. So they've come up with a clever way of making sure they survive. Huge numbers. This is a squid nursery. These mums have each laid their eggs and attached them to the rocks. Each mum is expecting 70,000 babies. Most will be eaten before they grow up. But by the sheer force of numbers, they make sure one or two of their brothers and sisters win their race of life. One of the weirdest animals under the sea is also one of the smartest. She can solve problems and use tools. She has 2 eyes and a beak, and 3 hearts, but no skeleton. And she has 4 pairs of arms. The octopus. The octopus is a cunning predator and a master of disguise. And all of them are venomous. This Australian octopus is beautiful, but deadly. He's actually a shy creature and spends most of his time hiding in holes and crevices. But if alarmed, he will glow bright yellow with luminous blue rings. A threatened animal will naturally run for home. But the veined octopus doesn't need to run anywhere. She carries her home around with her. She will use almost any protective covering as a shelter. A clamshell, a coconut shell, or even an old discarded spoon. This one is out hunting. Something is moving in the sand, a tasty-looking flounder. But the fish has seen the octopus coming. She uses her camouflage to hide. Camouflage is the octopi's best defense. This octopus has seen a predator. She instantly blends into her background. She can even change the texture of her skin to look like the rocks and seaweed. But the octopus has many more means of defense in her bag of tricks. This octopus has seen a reef shark. There is nowhere to hide. Suddenly, she disappears. She has squeezed herself into a tiny crack in the rocks. Those amazing arms can protect our graceful friend by sacrificing themselves. If one of these octopi is under attack, an arm will break off and keep wriggling. The predator will be distracted and the octopus can escape. For his grand finale, the octopus will perform one last feat. The predator will eat this octopus. He squirts a cloud of black ink. The predator is confused. The octopus escapes. Another daring escape in the incredible octopus race of life. The brain boxes of the ocean use their intelligence to win their race of life. They have the biggest brains on the planet. Some are excellent at working in teams. Others run their race alone. But they are all high speed. The Orca. Most of these graceful giants use their sheer size as their best defense. Some whales are equipped with teeth. And for orcas, that means they are apex predators. Almost no other animals will attack them. Except perhaps one. The ultimate ocean hunter is looking for a kill. a great white shark. The orcas group together. There can be up to 40 whales in one pod, a formidable force. Their teeth are clearly visible. They're designed for capturing and tearing prey. Orcas can grow to 9 meters long. And these intelligent animals have one more advantage over the shark: education. From previous encounters, orcas know that if they can flip the shark onto its back, it will be helpless. The orcas prepare for the attack. The great white makes a rapid retreat. The orcas have won their race of life against the most feared predator of the sea. Protecting yourself underwater is a game of invention. Aquatic animals have to create clever ideas to stay alive. They have an amazing toolbox to dip into: color and camouflage, toxins and teeth. The result is an array of strange creatures. Nudibranchs, clownfish, squid, octopi, and whales are just some of the wonderful winners in the underwater race of life.
Every morning in the wild, a gazelle awakens. One thing is for sure for the gazelle that day, as every other: she must run faster than the fastest lion. If she cannot, she will be killed and eaten. Every morning, a lion awakens. For the lion too, one thing is certain: this day and every day, he must run faster than the slowest gazelle. Whether fate names you a gazelle or a lion is of no consequence. It is enough to know that with the rising of the sun, you must run, and you must run faster than the day before for the rest of your days, or you will die. We all have to run the race of life.
These peaceful treetops hide 1,000 dramatic battles. The combatants often use camouflage and high-speed weapons. Some have sophisticated detection techniques, and others can fly like a fighter pilot. It's all about getting a meal and avoiding becoming one. The second life begins. The race of life is on. And it's even more intense on a small scale. Bull ants can organize miniature armies and run their homes like a military barracks. Monarch butterflies can complete great flights of endurance to find the perfect nursery to raise and feed their young. And a tiny spider combines athletic prowess with bravery to take on spiders twice her size. Every battle could inspire a horror movie in the race of life underfoot. From the moment life evolved, every species on our planet is either the hunter or the hunted. Often, they are both. Every ecosystem has thousands of different plants and animals competing for food, space, or survival. From the giants of the land to the tiny creatures at their feet. From the huge animals of the ocean to the miniature predators of the forest. Down below, where it's almost too small to see, live monsters of the undergrowth and their prey. These creatures live all over the world in their countless millions. They're found from the edge of the Arctic to the depths of the tropics. Most of them are insects. We know about 900,000, but more are being discovered every year. These animals underfoot are engaged in a constant struggle, a battle to win their race of life. This peaceful scene hides a predator who eats his prey alive. He hunts by ambush and lies in wait in almost every forest and grassland. Thanks to his size and near-perfect ability to look exactly like his surroundings. But he is also being hunted by animals just as good at camouflage. The praying mantis. The mantis is an insect like no other. He has the standard 6 legs, but 2 of them are designed to kill. Most of these miniature predators live in the branches of trees, so they've all adapted to look like twigs or leaves. The praying mantis' head adds to his bizarre appearance. He can turn it a full 180 degrees. This male is stalking his prey. The rocking motion as he walks is part of his disguise. It helps him look like a leaf blowing in the wind. These primeval animals come from another time. They have been stalking the forests for 135 million years. This female has spotted a meal. She's frozen still while he works out what to do next. A sarcophagid fly. This is going to be tough. Flies have the fastest vision in the animal kingdom, so they can react at lightning speed. The praying mantis will have to be very good to win a race of life against such incredible reactions. This fly looks tense. He may have noticed something's not right. The mantis is within striking distance. His forelegs are compressed like a spring, ready to strike. He also has acute eyesight. Got him. The mantis can strike in less than 100th of a second. The spikes on his forelegs grip the fly, so there is no escape. The mantis tucks in straight away. This time, an earthworm is the target. It appears to sense danger. No chance. The spikes do their job, and the mantis gets a big feed. Despite his impressive predator behavior, the mantis can also become prey. The trees are home to hundreds of carnivores, and the praying mantis is on the menu for birds, frogs, and reptiles. A chameleon. Her eyes scan the branches for a meal. She's seen a praying mantis. The race of life is on between 2 well-camouflaged masters of ambush. But the chameleon has the fastest tongue in the forest. The mantis has no time to defend himself. He's lost. It's a big life lesson. Even the most alien creature can be vulnerable. It's no surprise one of our most ancient animals lives in the transition zone, where the water meets the land. She's one of the jewels of the skies. But she's not a bird. She's a ferocious predator. But she's not a reptile. She also has to fight to survive against bigger predators. Some catch her on the wing. Others may be hiding beneath the water. We know her best in her adult form, when her colors catch the sunlight. But she spends most of her life underwater. She can't swim, but when she takes to the air, she's one of the best high-speed precision flyers on the planet. She's delicate and beautiful. The dragonfly. Dragonflies are insects, but have long, slender bodies and 2 pairs of fragile wings. But this lovely creature is a killer with powerful jaws. She finds a good lookout point and waits for her prey. Dragonflies are incredible aerial acrobats. They have pivoted wings, which allow them to stop and change direction in a split second. These little insects have been known to migrate across entire oceans. This female is laying her eggs. She needs to stick them to something secure under the water. Over 3,000 different kinds of dragonfly have been discovered so far. A male dragonfly grabs the female by her neck. He has special claspers on the end of his tail to do this. He has moved his sperm into a special sac at the base of his long body, ready to transfer to his mate. The female will now lay up to 1,500 eggs, and they will all hatch within about a week. This lake now contains 1,500 mini monsters, and their race of life has already begun. These water birds are on the lookout for a tasty feed of dragonfly larvae. But these larvae are not vulnerable little babies. They are serious predators, and their favorite prey is the tadpole. Dragonfly larvae are known as nymphs. They have a terrifying secret weapon. His jaw shoots out like a catapult. It's armed with hooks and spines to catch the tadpole. Game over for the young frog, and a meaty feast for the young dragonfly. Dragonflies can spend years of their life as a nymph. Just like the ugly duckling, the transformation is magical. Dragonflies come in a range of dazzling colors, from metallic purple to sparkling oranges and greens. These hungry insects can eat 1/5 of their body weight every day. This adult is looking for a meal. It could be a caterpillar or a butterfly. Despite his excellent compound eyes, the dragonfly cannot see the fine silk of the spider's web. These invisible traps are everywhere. This dragonfly has lost his race of life to an expert predator. And the spider has won. This iridescent damselfly has caught the eye of another predator. Another animal with a high-speed tongue. The frog wins his race of life. Dragonflies are tiny predators of the sky, but they are also fragile jewels in the miniature race of life. Deep in these mountains lives a unique creature. Australia has been isolated from the rest of the world for 80 million years. As a result, the ecosystem is like nothing on Earth. So one animal has evolved in the extreme. It's a giant among its kind, with ruthless defenses. He belongs to one of the most successful groups of animals in the world. Millions of these little fighters live underground. They are the kings of the undergrowth, and almost nothing stands in their way. They are bull ants, the terror of the Australian outback. Bull ants are a large, primitive ant. They are easily recognized by their immense mandibles and their size. These formidable insects are one of the world's longest ants. They can grow to 4 centimeters long, and they're well known for their aggressive behavior. They also have very good eyesight. This beetle has strayed close to a swarm of bull ants. They attack together. The giant mandibles grip hard on the beetle, but it's the other end of the ant that's the big problem. Bull ants have a venomous sting in their tails, and they are capable of stinging repeatedly. This is a very one-sided race of life. The beetle has very little chance of winning. Bull ants will take on almost anything, even if it's bigger than they are. This bee is in the wrong place at the wrong time. The ant is on its own, but not afraid to take on the challenge. He goes in for the kill. This race of life is evenly matched. Both animals need to avoid the fatal sting of the other. It's a drawn-out battle, but soon one of the contenders will become tired. The bee has lost. Reinforcements arrive to carry the haul back to the nest. Despite their fierce appearance, adult bull ants do not eat meat. They live on sugars such as nectar from flowering gum trees. These big ants do not have many predators. Danger for the bull ants may well swoop down from the skies. Insect-eating birds scour the forest canopy for a tasty morsel. The bull ants are safest in their nest. This entrance leads to meters and meters of subterranean tunnels. The team with the beetle have arrived home. They are going to feed it to their young. Keeping the nursery well stocked with food is the main job of these hard-working soldier ants. Bull ants have some of the most complex social behavior in the insect world. They communicate by touch and smell in order to organize a well-run colony. It's by working together that bull ants win their race of life. The ultimate marathon runner in the race of life travels so far, it takes 4 generations to get to her destination. She will travel nearly 4,000 kilometers, not once, but twice a year. She travels with thousands of her kind. The truly magnificent monarch butterfly. Monarchs are easily recognized by their stunning orange wings with black veins and white spots. This is the monarch butterfly's winter home. A sheltered valley in Mexico with plenty of trees and lots of sunshine. The butterflies huddle together to keep warm. More are arriving as the northern winter sets in. Soon, hundreds and thousands of these little orange gems will be hanging in clusters from these branches. It's been a long journey, and many of the monarchs are exhausted. Many insects who do not migrate won't survive the icy cold of the northern winter. They have traveled from the USA and Canada to find this secret place. When spring arrives, the fruit trees of the north burst into blossom, and it's a rich feast of nectar. The journey north is dotted with flowery pit stops. our butterfly needs the high-energy sugars to fuel her marathon flight. Her generation will not make it all the way back to the northern breeding areas. A single butterfly lifespan is not long enough to travel the entire distance. She will stop and have a family en route. The male chases her and drives her to the ground. The mating monarchs will stay joined together for up to an hour. The female can only lay her eggs on one plant, the milkweed. These eggs are less than 1 millimeter long. In 3 to 8 days, the eggs begin to hatch. This next generation will be able to follow the route of the ancestors further north. This newborn monarch will never meet his mother, but he will instinctively know where to go. But first, he must grow. And for that, he must eat. In fact, he will spend almost all of his time eating milkweed leaves. Competition for food is tough. All his brothers and sisters are equally keen to gorge themselves as quickly as possible. On some milkweeds, there is serious sibling rivalry. This is an important race of life. Only the strongest individuals will reach adulthood. When our caterpillar has had his fill, he will begin the miracle of the butterfly life cycle. He will hang from a branch and wrap himself in a silk cocoon. The monarch chrysalis. An amazing transformation is taking place inside. After 2 to 3 weeks, our little caterpillar is ready to emerge in all his glory. A full-grown adult monarch butterfly. His wings must fill with fluid and dry out before he can fly. But after an hour or two, he's ready to take to the skies. His wings are covered in thousands of tiny scales. Now he can make the long monarch butterfly journey. This one will continue north and produce several generations through the summer. It is a remarkable, multi-generational race of life. The forests of Africa, Asia, and Australia hide a cannibal, an animal that specializes in eating its own kind. She's well camouflaged with excellent eyesight. And when the sun goes down, she begins her extremely specialized hunt. She lives where it's warm and shares her forest home with the exotic animals of the tropics. The Porsche spider. Porsches are a kind of jumping spider with a unique taste. They feed on other spiders. 17 different Porsche spiders have been discovered so far. They are remarkable animals. Their eyesight is sensitive and sharp. This Porsche is stalking. She's seen a good meal, but she has to be wary of the mother. A special delicacy for Porsche spiders is spiderlings, newborn spiders with little ability to protect themselves. But the mother spider is somewhere nearby, keeping watch over her young. The Porsche edges forward. She waits in hiding to check the coast is clear. There's no mother spider in sight. Porsche spider venom is unusually powerful against other spiders. She moves in a strange, jerky style, so she looks like a piece of dead leaf. Sometimes the Porsche will eat the spider eggs before they've hatched. or hide in the nest to grab the young as they emerge. The favorite prey of the Porsche spiders is a bit more of a challenge. They like to eat web-building spiders up to twice their size. To do this, they need to be very clever and very agile. This Porsche is planning an attack on an orb spider. She may wait as much as 3 days to work out how she's going to get the upper hand in this race of life. She's trying to mimic the behavior of an insect trapped in the web to attract the larger spider. Then, a very different strategy. She bites her victim many times, injecting venom. Another Porsche is on the prowl. Her victim won't give up without a fight. Jumping spiders can leap up to 25 times their size. Porsche spiders can also behave like traditional spiders by building their own webs. With their hawk-like vision, they can quickly see if they're in luck. This spider has invaded another web. She will quickly eat up the offspring of her victim before she's caught out. For all her horrific behavior, the Porsche spider is surprisingly small, up to 10 millimeters across. This tiny jumping spider wins her race of life through a powerful combination of cunning and skill. The animal kingdom at our feet is a startling world. From the lethal strike of the praying mantis to the aerial genius of the dragonfly. From the invisible traps of the spider to the forbidding weapons of the bull ant. The fight to survive never stops in the race of life underfoot.
Every morning in the wild, a gazelle awakens. One thing is for sure for the gazelle that day, as every other. She must run faster than the fastest lion. If she cannot, she will be killed and eaten. Every morning, a lion awakens. For the lion too, one thing is certain. This day and every day, he must run faster than the slowest gazelle. Whether fate names you a gazelle or a lion is of no consequence. It is enough to know that with the rising of the sun, you must run, and you must run faster than the day before for the rest of your days, or you will die. We all have to run the race of life.
This race of life will reveal all that happens in the shadows. After the sun goes down, the real dramas begin. Each animal has evolved unique abilities to survive in the dark. From the tropics of Australia to the forests of America, strange animals and bizarre behavior. As the nighttime predators start the hunt, the intended prey is on alert and ready to take evasive action. Sometimes the predator wins. Sometimes they lose. Some are as wise as a fox, and others are as spiky as a porcupine. Some appear soft and gentle, but appearances can be deceptive. These are the secrets of the nocturnal race of life. Our planet sits in space, orbiting a star. We are surrounded by darkness, but thanks to that star, we are bathed in warmth and light every day. Most creatures avoid the night. They have evolved excellent eyesight, so they can eat and run and breed by the light of day. A totally different set of animals who sleep during the day, waiting to come out with the stars. Many of these creatures have eyes so sensitive they can see by starlight, or have compensated with a highly tuned sense of smell or hearing or touch. The dark places in the undergrowth are home to predator and prey. Raccoons open their masked eyes. Mice stick their noses into the night air. Time to find food among the undergrowth. Domestic cats gone wild are out for a kill. Every nocturnal predator is now up and alert. This is a race of life for highly specialized night dwellers. This entire continent has been invaded by a killer, derived 500 years ago, and has completely taken over the country. Every night, these creatures will eat up to 75 million native animals. One animal is winning the race of life at the expense of hundreds of others: the feral cat. Domestic cats share the same ancestors as lions and tigers. These wild cats are a problem on almost every continent, but they become a disaster when they colonize islands. This night stalker is one of the 18 million feral cats in Australia. He is on the lookout for a kill. And there aren't many places this potential prey can hide. Cats can climb and squeeze into small spaces. This vole can smell it coming. The cat has caught the scent of his prey. Feral cats have made themselves at home in every environment in Australia, except the deep rainforest. They can even have a special ability to survive in the desert. They can survive with little water. A white-throated wood rat has seen a cat. The wood rat stays very still. The cat pauses. He's uncomfortably close. The wood rat can't risk staying around. The cat is alerted. The wood rat has to make a life and death decision: run or hide. He decides to run. He makes a leap for freedom. The cat is too fast and wins this race of life. Cats have a reflective layer in their eyes to help them see at night. Something moves in the grass. In seconds, it's over, and another native animal loses. Cats first came to Australia on European ships. Despite government control measures, they are thriving. These efficient killers seem to be too numerous to stop. This cat is cruising for a meal. She may kill over 30 small animals tonight. Something has lost his race of life already, probably a possum. One meal down, 29 more to go. In the drier parts of Australia, Small pools of water are the best hope for food. This tabby will need to be good. He can run up to 50 kilometers an hour in short bursts. But the frog is also fast. Fast enough to win this race of life. The other threat posed by these agile hunters is the diseases they carry. This pet cat gone wild is a fierce survivor. In some places, he can destroy an entire web of life. Deep in the forests of North and Central America lives a hunter with exceptional intelligence. This animal has a high chance of finding a good meal because he's happy to eat almost anything: fruit, nuts, insects, and small animals. He looks like a large rodent, but he's more closely related to bears. The raccoon. Raccoons look like bandits of the forest, thanks to the black stripe of fur across their eyes. These agile animals can climb down trees head first. To do this, they rotate their hind feet to point backwards. These two are digging for grubs or worms. All raccoons are thought to be colorblind, but like cats, their eyes have special reflective tissue to help them see in the dark. A treasure trove of food is lying not far away from our group. These hatchlings are primary predators. Alligators hatch with a full set of teeth and feisty behavior to match. They are fully independent and hungry. This one doesn't know it, but he's lucky as he was one of the first to hatch. Some of his brothers and sisters are not so lucky. These raccoon kits have had little experience fending for themselves. They are still vulnerable. And there's an army of alligators on the prowl. It's hard to know who is the hunter and who is the hunted, but these young raccoons are tougher than they look. Another alligator becomes an item on today's raccoon menu. Raccoons can measure over a meter from nose to tail, and they can happily stay in the water for hours. This common raccoon is reluctant to go in, and for good reason. The alligator's parents are out and about. The raccoon has nowhere to go. The alligators are scanning the water for a meal. Raccoons can only swim at about 6 or 7 kilometers an hour. Too slow. Predator has become prey to the apex hunter in the swamp. Raccoons can live to 10 years old in captivity, but in the wild, they are lucky to survive for 3 years. These delicate little hands are supremely adapted for finding food. This family will stay together until the autumn. The mother has all summer to teach her kits how to find food. And then the young raccoons will strike out on their own, find a den, and run their own raccoon race of life. There's a big upside and a big downside to being this creature. The good news is there are millions and millions of them all over the world, so they are excellent winners in their race of life. The bad news is these animals are the favorite food for a huge number of predators, so they need to be very good at hiding, running, and breeding. The mouse. Small, mostly vegetarian, and delicious to many. These little creatures are uncomfortable in bright light. They prefer the gentle light of the night. There are hundreds of species of mice. The forest at night seems quiet, but it's buzzing with frantic activity. The mouse is sniffing around for a meal. He'll eat almost anything, but prefers seeds, nuts, and vegetation. Like all mice, he feels safer near vertical surfaces, rocks, grass, and trees. It maximizes his escape options. This little guy is an excellent all-round athlete. He can run, climb, jump, and swim. A juicy crop of lush green seedlings. The food has attracted a range of small, hungry mammals, and the small mammals have attracted something else. A barn owl. The mouse is unaware of her presence. Owls have acute hearing and can move in absolute silence. But the mouse is well camouflaged. The owl is on the prowl. Her soft wings carry her through the forest as she scans the undergrowth. The mouse is hard to spot, but not impossible. His race is over. This tiger snake has highly sensitive smell. The darkness is not a problem when you're relying on smell. The mouse can smell something. Mice are born knowing which smells signal danger. Now the mouse has no choice but to keep still, wait, and hope he hasn't been noticed. But the snake is onto him. The mouse has a very unwelcome guest. He's trapped. It's game over for the mouse. The mouse has been paralyzed by the snake venom. Every night, every mouse will have to run his race of life many times. Mice can live for up to 3 years, but they rarely survive in the wild for more than 1. Their secret to winning the race of life is a numbers game. Just one female can give birth to 300 babies in her lifetime, which is one massive family race of life. Almost every forest across the world is home to this impressive survivor. She's found in places she's not supposed to be, and can survive in extreme places on our planet. From sun-baked deserts to the icy tundra, these animals have adapted to face the challenges of their environment and win. The fox. Foxes are related to dogs. They are smaller than most wild dogs and all have magnificent bushy tails. An Arctic fox. These perfectly camouflaged snow dwellers can survive at minus 50 degrees centigrade. The fox has found the remains of a polar bear kill. The fringes of the Arctic are being invaded by a new kind of fox, the red fox. This is the largest of all the foxes. As our climate warms, these foxes are following the weather and moving into the territory of the Arctic fox. The big question is, will global warming allow the red fox to wipe out his Arctic cousin? Is climate change creating a race of life between the two foxes? The news is good. Numbers of Arctic foxes have not gone down. Both foxes have such different needs, they can survive side by side. This fox has many mouths to feed. Her kits wait and are not yet weaned. She will need all the energy she can get to maintain a healthy milk supply. Little ones need to learn fast. Foxes are solitary hunters. This one has picked up the scent of a rat hidden in the grass. A quick pounce kills the prey before it knows what's hit it. Many animals hide from the extreme cold in their burrows. As the sun rises, the red fox prefers to stop hunting. A rabbit has a breakfast seasoned with morning dew. The fox is also interested in eating. Another fox approaches. Like all foxes, he has excellent eyesight. Time to go in. The fox is too fast. Foxes can jump nearly 2 meters in the air. It's a spectacular ambush technique. Foxes are native to North America, Africa, and Eurasia. In Australia, they are unwelcome invaders, which is good news for the eagle. The fox is anxious. The eagle is determined. The race of life between 2 predators is on. The eagle swoops. The weight of the wedge-tail landing at speed is enough to kill the fox instantly. The eagle has won her race of life today. This primary predator is playing her part in keeping down fox numbers where they are not wanted. But the fox is smart and fast. He is a big winner in the global race of life. These woods and grasslands are home to one of the largest rodents in the world. They are an icon of the canyons and mountains of North and South America. They are a familiar sight in Southern Europe, Africa, and Asia. Most prefer to live near trees and water. They are armed with hundreds of dangerous weapons, but they are harmless herbivores. The porcupine, famous for its enormous quills and its friendly face. There are 2 main types of porcupine: Old World in Africa and Eurasia, and New World in the Americas. The Old World porcupine is much more nocturnal. She spends most of her time foraging on the forest floor. If she gets it right, her home can be a rich spread of fruit, leaves, and twigs. Sometimes it even falls from the sky. Porcupines love to chew. They have a reputation for gnawing on the handles of tools, shovels, axes, and oars. This female has something more important on her mind. She has recently given birth. The young are born ready, equipped with their quills. But they are soft at first, taking less than a day to harden and protect the young porcupine. Soon they will find a den of their own and begin their Old World porcupine race of life. Across the Atlantic Ocean lives a porcupine who's evolved separately from his Old World cousins. He is well adapted to the icy winters of North America. He doesn't hibernate, so he has developed a skill to help him find food. Despite his serious bulk, the New World porcupine can climb trees. Small twigs and new leaves help to keep the animal alive when there's not much else around. And he's safely out of the way of predators. His quills are also different from his friends across the ocean. They are evenly distributed between the hair on his body. You would have to be awfully hungry to attempt to eat this guy. Sadly, porcupines have a bit more work to do on their tree climbing skills. Many are found with broken bones as a result of falling from a tree. On the African plains, a leopard is about to try her chances. She has spotted a pair of crested porcupines. Old World porcupines grow their quills in lethal clusters. An injury from one of these could kill the leopard if it prevents her from hunting. Porcupine teamwork has won the race of life today. One of the big cats of the African savanna has lost, and the porcupine lives to fight another day in his very spiky race of life. The coast of eastern Australia is home to a shy night creature. He likes to live where there are lots of flowers and fruit. The rainforests of tropical Queensland fit the bill. He's also happy in temperate forests, so he can be found in the eucalyptus trees of New South Wales, Victoria, and Tasmania. While some more famous marsupials sleep, the ringtail possum emerges for a feast. Ringtail possums are marsupials who grow to about half the size of a cat. They have excellent night vision. And they need it, as there are lots of predators on the prowl. Ringtails have prehensile tails to help them grip onto branches. The tip of the tail is hairless for extra gripping power. Gum leaves are tough to digest, and possums often eat their feces to get a second chance at digestion. Possums live in the heady heights of very tall trees, so they are excellent climbers. Their back feet have two opposing toes to help them hang on. A red fox. These predators were introduced to Australia for sport and are now a massive threat to native animals. The possum senses something's not right. The fox has little time. The possum scampers to safety. Made it. The foxes must find another animal to feed their growing family. But the possum is not safe yet. A goanna. These lizards can be over 2.5 meters long. They are fast and strong, and they eat almost any small animal. The possum is safe this time. But it's going to be a long night. There are still more predators out and about. Another goanna. The thing that makes this animal a threat is her feet. These claws are capable of climbing trees. The possum has nowhere to go. If he stays very still, he might not be found. The goanna has caught the scent of the possum. The possum is hiding. The goanna has found him, but he won't give in without a fight. After a bite like that, the goanna retreats. Against the odds, the ringtail possum has won his race of life tonight. The world of the night is a world of fear, excitement, and food. Every animal adapted to live in the dark is a specialized survivor. The raccoon will eat almost anything and has a hypersensitive sense of touch. This wheat field hides thousands of mice, surviving as a team thanks to their speed, camouflage, and enormous families. But most individuals do not make it to old age. The Arctic, home to a white fox and a red fox, each running their race of life side by side. And almost every continent has this prickly survivor who loves fruit and is very good at defending himself. The oldest continent of all has a unique collection of nocturnal animals, each running their own race of life after dark.